Yeah, no. I got another one. I'm sorry. Cigarettes. Absolutely not.
Anybody.
Absolutely not. That's
I was
fucking
gonna say that.
disgusting.
Cigarettes, hard drugs,
Ew, 100%.
big fuck no.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Drinking is a red flag for me too.
Yeah, I don't-
Is it an everyday thing?
like
Are you a fucking alcoholic?
if you're an alcoholic or have alcoholic tendencies, I think there's a difference between the two. I think it's a very alcoholic tendency. Every time you're stressed out, you need a drink.
Yeah.
You're creating a habit, and like you on the road to a very bad path.
Yes.
Or every time you go out, you have to drink. That's
Yeah.
an alcoholic tendency to me. Like
Yeah.
if you're depending on it, you're damn near an addict. I can't have a good time unless I drink.
Yeah, no, that's weird.
You know, I had a bad day. I need a drink. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you may not drink every day, but if that's what you lean
Resort to, yeah.
yeah, if that's what you resort to, you got addict tendencies for sure. That's not attractive.
100%.
But I feel that way with anything.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't even have to just be alcohol. It could be weed.
Yeah.
Like if I were to date a girl that, you know, I think I would prefer the girl that did like edibles over the girl who smokes.
Okay.
My personal preference.
I respect it.
I can't have a house smell like weed. I wouldn't want my clothes smell like weed.
Yeah.
I don't, you know, want
Yeah.
to be cuddled up with you and you smell like weed.
No,
like
I
I would prefer like your breath smell like weed when I kiss you. Like I would prefer the girl who did edibles, but I don't really trip off, you know, weed like that. I would say I would rather smell weed than alcohol in your breath. I fucking hate that smell of alcohol in somebody's
Yeah,
breath.
it's disgusting.
That is so. That's a turn
You're
off.
drunk.
Yeah,
I think that's a big turn
that's a big turn off. That makes my dick so. I don't even want to kiss you. Like,
You want to know an honest secret? I think I've told you. Actually, I don't know if I told you.
Huh.
I feel like a lot of people, like, it's funny because obviously my husband's name is Tony, so majority of people assume Mexican, right? And that's because they don't see what he looks like right now, right? Or if they don't know.
hey, he could be Italian.
100%, you don't know. And I think
Yeah.
it's so funny because I still have people be like, I had no idea. I was like, no idea what? My husband's not Mexican? You know, like,
Black
what the fuck? Like, that's hella funny.
BBC.
I'm
Like,
weak. But I'm so serious. Like, I think that shit's hella funny.
no, that,
It's
that-
mind blowing. But okay, sorry, I'm sidetracked. But back to what I was saying was, I didn't ever want to be with a Hispanic man because of the entitlement they feel about the whole like women have to do.
You don't like the machista shit?
No.
You know, like
Like
macho guys?
no, like they're just so set. Like you can't work. You have to just push kids out and do whatever, and then I'm allowed to drink and do whatever I want, and you can't. Type shit, you know. And I'm no, absolutely not.
Nah, I agree, and I think that's the exact reason why my wife isn't into Hispanic men.
100%.
You know, because I mean that's typical. I mean, if you get ones that are, you know, more traditional Hispanics, like that's just how the culture is. You know, but that's not just their culture. There's a lot of cultures that are like that.
Right.
You know, but
Yeah.
that is a lot on one person. I did another red flag I forgot to mention. Cheesemate girls. The ones that just got to be in the mix of every fucking thing. Like, nah, that's not cool. Like, tea time with my girl is like, that trust is great.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
ooh, you want to hear the tea? What's going on at work? Bitch, what's going on? Like, you know, like, but if you're in all of it,
Yeah, no.
you just
Red flag.
messy.
Red flag.
you're just messy, like, that's not cute.
Okay.
I don't like that.
100%.
Like, you know, prey on people's downfall and
No.
shit just so you have a
That's
story
ugly.
to tell.
Bad karma.
Or if you tell everyone. Now, you confiding in me because I'm your man is one thing. But if I hear you spreading that same cheese may to hella heads, you ain't shit. You
Yeah.
cannot be trusted. You can't hold water. And if something happened between us, I couldn't trust you with anything.
No,
Don't expect to get shit out of me.
Right.
Like,
I
so,
understand.
yeah, that'd be a big ass red flag. Right
Yeah.
there. But you had, I don't remember now, but I don't know if you want to get into this, your other question. You asked me my opinion on a high value woman.
I did.
I would like, before I answer, one, I would like to state that I don't think there is a such thing as a high value woman.
Okay.
There's things that are do's and don'ts.
Okay.
You know, they're fucking no-goes, but on as much as only God can judge me, only God can judge you.
Right.
Even though we're all capable of judging someone,
Yeah.
I cannot value somebody based off of how I feel.
Okay.
There's things I disagree with
Okay.
that I'm like, fuck no. I couldn't do it. And I always make a point to say it like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I
100%.
wouldn't,
No, for sure.
but I don't believe that makes you less of a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can still love you for you
Right.
from a distance. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. Nothing wrong with that.
My second thing, I would like you to answer what a high value man is before I go.
I definitely can. So first, I'm gonna start off by, for me, it's not the materialistic shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like when people hear value, I think people who assume already materialistic, red flag.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking red flag. I feel like for me, we talked about it on the previous one, a high value man is a man who has motivation, determination, a man who has goals and dreams, a man who stands on business, a man who is about his family, family oriented, like actual true values. You know, I feel like women will say, oh, I want a high value man. He has to have his own house. He has to own his own car. I get that 100%, and I definitely agree. He should have a car, especially at our age, and he should be able to have his own place. But I guess it depends on the situation. I feel like, you know, a lot of people also don't like the fact that people live with their parents. I feel like if you have that opportunity, own it. Mm-hmm. Buy a house, grow from it, you know, like...
Especially with the day and age.
Yeah,
man.
right?
It's expensive.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I feel like, I think it all depends. Like, for me, if you're on your path, like you have your goals, I think that's important. That's a high value man for me. A man who can communicate amazingly, a man who is not afraid to be wrong and educate himself.
I definitely agree with that.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I feel like a lot of things you said are unisex.
Mm-hmm.
And to go into like a high value woman or, you know, a woman I'd be more interested in,
Mm-hmm.
I would give more bullet points to make it simple.
Mm-hmm.
Modest.
Mm-hmm.
Have faith.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't be with an atheist.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I mean, I grew up Christian. I
Yeah.
believe. I may not be active in the church. Still believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
Still believe in heaven and hell.
Right.
You know, the day's
100%.
going to come.
Yeah.
I'd have to date somebody like that.
I agree.
Or somebody that at least, like, you know, knows there's more in the world. You know,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
just has no faith at all.
Yeah.
Nurturing,
Uh-huh.
respectful,
Love that.
and takes care of her health.
Period.
You know, so if you want to call that a high, then yeah, I mean, you can, and I think a big one, and that's why I started with it, is modesty.
Yeah.
I'm not going for the OnlyFans girl.
Okay.
I'm not going for the stripper.
I respect that.
I'm not going for the one that is sexually ambiguous,
Mm-hmm.
promiscuous.
Okay.
That's not my thing.
No, I like that.
I don't judge anybody
Yeah.
that is any of those things.
Right.
Get it how you live.
Period.
That is your choice.
That part.
Not that you care either, but you would just never be a dating candidate for me.
Yeah.
And that should be fine.
Yeah.
And that should be fine for anybody
Yeah.
to have that preference.
100%.
I don't know why in 2024 it is wrong for specifically men, but for anyone to have a preference. Why can't I say, I don't want a girl with a high body count?
Period.
What is wrong with me saying that?
I don't think anything.
And if you have a high body count, and I say I don't want a girl with a high body count, why should you want to be with me?
Period.
It should be your preference to be with a dude who doesn't care about body count.
Right.
And that is fine as well.
Yeah.
That is your choice.
Right.
But why am I now misogynistic because of that?
Yeah.
Because as much as, and I hate this so much, and you know, you're one of my best friends, you know I've talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this bullshit. And girls, if you're listening, you got to stop saying this lie. You want to know what the biggest lie is? If a guy has a high body count or sleeps with a lot of girls, he's a player, it's cool. If a girl does it, she's a hoe. It's a double standard. No, it is not. And that is very false. That is a lie, and that has never been the case, and I can prove it now.
Mm-hmm.
If a guy sleeps with a lot of girls and is a player or whatever the fuck you want to call him, most women won't want him because they think he's going to cheat.
Thank you.
Or they're jealous of his past.
Period.
Most men hate on him behind his back and use it against him. Period. There are so many pillow talking bitch ass niggas that will go to a girl that dude that was a reformed player, was a player, whatever, and say, you know, he's just a dog. He just sleeps with a whole bunch of girls. He just wants to fuck you. Yeah. So no, even as a man, you don't really get kudos for having a high body count. Nobody cares about that shit. Yeah. Especially if we're getting too old for that argument. We're getting into long term. Right. Even when we were younger, that was never a good look. So I don't know why women look at it like men get praised for it. Yeah, from other men in their face, just like women get praised for it from other women in their face. It'd be the same bitches that will say, and a woman should be able to sleep with whoever she wants and have that freedom, whatever. But as soon as a bitch she doesn't like is doing it, she's a hoe. Period. She's a hoe now, right?
Right. That's crazy.
Exactly. Would you want that girl with your brother? Would you want that girl with your father? Absolutely would you want that girl with your future son? Period. You would not.
Thank you, and I agree 100%. I think it goes
and if you versa. And if you say it on camera, right, or on social media, you're only saying it to be politically correct because you know that it's not true. No, you're 100%. Full of shit. Yeah. You are full of shit. That is not what you would see as the optimal choice for anyone you care about, not even your fucking self. Period. And the only way, and they still get jealous too, even in the sex industry.
Oh, 100%.
Porn stars, dating other porn stars, they still have jealousy issues. They still have relationship issues. They do. Like, and they're in the same line of business. They both doing the same shit. And still have issues. Like, you can't even avoid it there. Yeah. So, that modesty thing for me, being the first thing I said, is a very big thing. I agree. But that's because of who I am. But somebody shouldn't be wrong for having that preference, and there shouldn't be a false narrative of it's only one-sided. Yeah. That's not true. It is not only one-sided, brother. I agree, like 100%. And I have some friends, like some boys I've had this conversation with, and one says, and this is a great point, and I can agree to an extent, that a clean STD result is more important than body count.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, but why even put yourself at risk?
Yeah.
Like, absolutely not. Why? I just feel
that's one way to look at it, yeah.
Untouchable. Unfucking touchable. Like, I
and
think
of course, every man wants a girl to say, like, no nigga had my bitch. Like, period. What you mean, bro? Yeah. Like, not only that, like, I believe in pair bonding. I think it's very true. Mm-hmm. There's science behind it.
Energy exchange is real.
Yeah, there's a dopamine drip.
Yes.
That is scientifically a connection that your body had with a certain moment and a certain someone, and that only happens so many times. And that's where you get these girls that had girls or guys, it goes both ways, that have promiscuous past, and when it gets to the point you want to be serious with somebody, and the sex drive is just not there, and the relationship is just not there, and that one thing is just, it just feels like something's missing. Where you fucked half of the fucking state, man. So now when you find the good guy. Not it. And I want to get into that too. I'm going to get into that later. Now that you found the good guy, you can't even give him that part you just gave to everybody else when you were having 100%. Your quote-unquote hoe phase. That is very unnecessary. Hoe phases are unnecessary in any of the youth. I try to talk them out of it because you don't gain anything. There is no gain here. Yeah. I had a little fun. You wasted time. If anything, take that time to focus on yourself. Period. Go to school. If you're just not going to date, right? Instead of running up your body count and trying to focus, I just want to see what I like. How about you open a fucking business? Like, do something that is actually going to help you grow as a person. Yeah. Getting under or on top of multiple people does not. You don't get a gain in that at all. The majority of people have a shit ton of regret, and they just deny it. When publicly asked about it. 100%. But deep down inside, you know damn well you feel disgusting about yourself because you are. Right. Because you are. It's like, you're just doing too fucking much. You need to value yourself. Like,
100%.
Because I decided to sleep with a man, or because I decided to sleep with this amount of number of girls, doesn't mean I don't value myself. Yes, it does. Because I guarantee you, there is there is something you value that you just don't give to everyone. You don't just let everybody come to your house.
Period.
You don't let just anybody borrow your car.
Period. I
You
agree
don't
100%.
exactly.
I 100% agree.
Exactly. You don't just let anybody hop on your
No.
credit. You won't
Fuck
be
no.
a co-signer for just anybody.
That
Why the
part.
fuck would you give the most sacred part of your body to just anyone then?
Say that. I agree 100%.
And that is very, and I don't know how people don't see that, they deny to see that, but I feel like they only do to be politically correct when they're alone in their room and they're fucking crying looking up at a ceiling because you feel fucking sick with yourself, and you
Literally.
should.
Literally.
But you should also feel sick that you're influencing other people to be like you, even though you know you're fucking miserable.
Yeah.
That is even more wrong.
Yes.
At least teach people to learn from your mistakes
Period.
instead of having to go down the wrong path. But you
Yeah.
know they do that anyways because misery loves company.
Period.
Like,
And you can lead a horse to water, but they're not gonna drink it.
that shit drives me crazy. I feel like what drives me crazy more is that you're wrong if you have an opinion about it. Why can't you? Why can't you
agree
have that
100%.
preference?
Yeah.
Why can't you have any preference?